is working his work and doing his magic, he will always do it in the dark place. That's why the creation says the evening and the morning were the first day, because God's day doesn't start morning to evening. It starts evening to morning. That's why the Bible said weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You cry in the dark place so that you can dance in the daylight. I want to tell you, about the dark place, because the Lord assured me that there'd be somebody here in the dark place. And you don't think anybody knows how bad you hurt. And I just came to tell you, I'm your pastor. And I do too. Knowing the scriptures doesn't stop you from having to live through them. It will never be the highest and best expression of itself in its current form. And the reason it won't be is because there's a tree inside of this apple. But it'll never reach the highest and best expression of itself if it's not transformed. Let me see. I got some peelings up here. And if I'm going to transform the apple, what would happen if I took these peelings and maybe if I buried them? I wouldn't get a tree out of it? Why not? Oh, there's no seed in it. Well, wait a minute. I'm gonna eat this one. What about if I bury this? If I plant this? Oh, it tastes good though. This is good. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So if I'm gonna get to anything, I gotta get down I'm down to the core. I know I'm down to the core. You know how I know I'm down to the core? Because I see seed. I see seed. And what we want to do is get past all of this fleshly stuff and get you down to the core so you can find your seeds. Because your future is in your seed. And none of this other stuff matters. You either cut down to it or you rot down to it. But until you get down to the core, you'll never be effective. Real change isn't joyful. Real transformation is often stressful. You go into dark places. You confront parts of yourself that aren't happy. You confront parts of yourself that are really challenging. And if you have the courage to do that, if you have the courage to lift the bar beyond your grasp and dare to leap for it, then suddenly your potentials evolve. And to that person who's in a dark place right now, that's just a part of the process. Don't build a house in it, pitch a tent in it, but don't build a house in it, because it will ultimately evolve into something far better, far bigger, and far more effective. Paul said that in the way you understand your situation, I'm praying that the eyes of your understanding may be enlightened, that you may know what is the hope of his calling, what he hoped for when he planted you, what he hoped for when he exposed you to that dark place. He said, I want you to work with me on this. And in order for you to work with me, your understanding has to be enlightened. You have to have transformational thinking. You have to think about it differently. You have to see where you are as an incubator. It is not a destination, it's transportation. I feel like I'm talking to somebody. Now, when you get into transformation, you get into cognitive skills. We normally hear cognitive skills when we talk about the child development and their ability to comprehend, and their cognitive skills embrace how they process brain waves and perform functions and retain reasoning and galvanize information. Cognitive skills. How do you ingest, digest, and appropriate what's going on around you into action? Cognition, recognition, recognizing, processing, using, and retaining where you are. I want to talk to you about your cognitive skills on a spiritual level. Are you learning what you need to be learning about life, about love, and about you? Or are you able to see information that you don't process effectively? And are you being retained from graduation because you are unable to learn what the last test was supposed to teach? When you go from one level to another level, it is not just the layering on of truth as you gain experiences. Watch this, because this is very important. It is not just a layering of truth where you learn the truth in the first grade and you learn more truth in the second grade and you learn more truth in the third grade and you learn more truth in the fourth grade. There are some truths that cancel out old truths.